especially the players that have come across from American football, they're told just one role and that's it, just do that. Whereas in rugby, it's a bit different. You got multiple caps that you need to be able to wear. So
As a ball player, like sometimes rugby can be a bit clunky in countries like the US or wherever. What's sort of the thing you're trying to help US players out with understanding the game? Like, what's sort of the clunkiness that you're feeling at the moment?
well, I think it's more just understanding the picture. Like if you've got a 3-on-2, and then you're going to the line, and then they drop under you, and all of a sudden it's now a 2-on-2. It's like you just kind of take for granted potentially the picture that you can see that they see the same thing. So it's more about educating them and stopping that and saying, okay, look here on this opportunity, you hold your feet, I'll dig in, I'll attract the first, the second, last player, and then for you, just get an early catch, like make sure your catch is clean, and then you're able to distribute and put that next person away. Even depth, like a lot of them, especially a lot of wingers over here, I find are caught flat, because they feel like they're in that space and they can catch it and go. Whereas if you're actually deeper, for me, you can see the picture clearer because that space is like it's not cluttered with that winger there. It's actual space, so you can throw the ball to that space and they can then run onto it and hit it with speed. So it's just like small things, and it's not having a go at them. It's just educating them as you're going. You say, like, I know what you're thinking there. That was a really good line, but if you stayed here and did this or this, this is what would be the outcome. So it's more educating them, and then when they actually perform it in a game, reinforcing it and just saying, you see exactly what you just did. That was perfect. We went away because you stayed there. Now they're starting to understand actually the picture more. So I think just the more you can put them in scenarios like that are game-like, and then educate them, not let it go. I think you've got to pick them up as it's happening, straight away with your little micro communication or whatever else. I think that's probably the biggest challenge is just them understanding the picture, not just doing what they're told, because especially the players that have come across from American football, they're told just one role and that's it, just do that. Whereas in rugby, it's a bit different. You got multiple caps that you need to be able to wear. So I think just educating them on that, and I mean they've got the talent, and the players over here, they've got the athletic ability, they've got the population, they've got all the ingredients to be a real rugby, powerhouse. I think just the next step is obviously the funding being one, getting to them at an earlier stage, so that when they're at an older age or an adult age, they understand the pictures even earlier. So I think that's probably one thing, and through video sessions, you've just got to take the time to review. Like for me, I'm very visual learner. So even with my goal kicking, you have a feel as a goal kicker. Yourself, you have a feel if you've hit something poorly, if you didn't do it right. But when you see it, like for me, mentally, I can then picture that the next time when I go to kick. So I'm more of a visual learner. So I try and if players you feel like aren't getting what you're saying, they're nodding, but they don't really understand, then you just try and sit down with them and show them through a video.
Yeah, it's hard when you get the nodders, like they're saying, yep, they're nodding their head, but they're just brushing over it, not
Yeah,
actually
you go,
getting
yep,
it.
yep, 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 yep. And I'm like, okay, so you didn't get that. Yeah, no worries.
It sounds like you're really enjoying that craft of like building players and like coaching almost in detail. Like you see yourself one day getting into a bit of coachcraft and coaching?
No, I don't think so. Not coaching. I don't have the patience. I mean, I do over here, but I think if you talk to my wife, kids, or anyone that really knows me, they know coaching is not for me. I think, but it is something I enjoy. Like I certainly do enjoy seeing development in players, especially younger players. Um, Something you worked on throughout the week and it really works for them. Is something that I get pleasure out of. The individual success isn't really what I've ever been in the game for. It's team success, and I think you're only as good as your weakest player. So I think it's just trying to get everyone on the same page, working together. But yeah, I do get a lot of enjoyment out of doing certain skills and helping out when I can, but not being overbearing. You don't want to be that guy that's always got the answers or always saying something. So I'll get to young tens and I'll just say, if there's anything you want to know, just ask me. I'm an open book, but I won't push anything on those younger players.